answer. This next story, though, Jeff, is the number of households living paycheck to paycheck has risen. Why? This is a USA Today story. Why?
Labor recession.
We're going to come back to it here. Why? Why is this happening, folks? So, Rob, if you want to play this clip, go for it.
New Bank of America analysis shows 1 in 4 U.S. households is living paycheck to paycheck with almost nothing left after the basics. Researchers track spending on groceries, housing, gas, childcare, and utilities. They found many families are using 95% of their income just to cover those necessities. The report highlights a K-shaped economy where higher income Americans are doing far better than those at the bottom. President Trump has dismissed affordability concerns as a con job pushed by Democrats.
Okay, so before we get into those stats, quick feedback to USA Today editor: turn the music down. What was like? Who, can you forward this to the editor of USA Today, please, if you're watching this? Why do you have the level so high? Lower it. And I like your taste for music because it was like they're trying to find that Blade. Remember Blade, the movie back in the days? Dun, 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 like the opening of the movie. I like the taste for music, but just lower the temperature a little bit on that Wesley Snipes. Tom, your thoughts on this?
Well, this is kind of what we've talked about today, and so I won't be repetitive, but this is the statistics proving what we're saying is true. The Biden recession raised the price on things. And right now, people are $1.25 trillion in credit card debt that they're actually using for gasoline and food. So that doesn't mean that they're using that and paying it off at the end of the month. They're not. And so they've got some problems here. And this is why I was saying that I feel that if the president took immediate steps on energy, and what was the 2 things they talked about, energy and groceries, and take steps on those 2 things to help Americans with affordability, because guess what? There are jobs coming. Is there a panacea coming? No. But there's just Toyota announcing a battery plant in Tennessee or something that's going to have 5,100 jobs at that battery manufacturing plant. So in other words, jobs are coming. Things are happening. But we have a gap between this is the time where we're in the hospital bed and we're waiting to get better. And so there's a lot of things we have to do for Americans, and this is what they are. The other side of it is, and I'm going to put this just as 10% of it, there's an awful lot of consumption spending in the United States that the average consumer could pull back on. I mean, how many subscriptions do you need for cable and digital media? Do you need Netflix and Hulu and? When you look at some of those things, there's an opportunity for people to be a little bit more efficient with the dollar. And they'll say, no, because, when I'm feeling down, I really need those things. But right now, we could do things for the American household, Pat, if we want to as a country, and Trump could start with the stroke of the pen. And then I think he should be waving this flag as saying, this is what I inherited. This is now coming home to roost, but I'm the guy that's going to fix it. I'm going to start today with some energy things and some food things, and I'm going to help. But he is right. About the media wants to take everything and turn it into affordability and beat the crap out of him with it. So the president is correct that the Democrats want to cause everything to be that and to blame you for that. Oh, it was colder today in Nebraska. That's an affordability thing. That's a fault of President Trump, right? Missile found in Cuba footlocker. You know what? If American affordability had been different, that missile wouldn't be there. They can't play that frickin' game. And that's where the president has got really thin skin, and he should have. But right now, he's got the pen, he's got the pulpit, he's had really effective policies that he's put in. He's negotiating with people like the Saudis we saw. He's got the power. He's got decision momentum. Go after food and energy right now and show America what leadership is all about on affordability.
Jeff.
Hey, Rob, can you pull up, you go to St. Louis Fred, real personal income excluding transfer receipts. This is an income stat. It's a broad income stat that shows you the aggregate level of private income in the economy.
It's one of my favorite databases.
Yeah.
What are you
It's
on?
one of the few things the Fed actually does.
It was
Fred.
You guys type in the full
St.
thing.
Louis Fred, and then real personal income excluding transfer receipts. So this is just private income, and it's adjusted for prices. There we go. So you got real disposable income and real personal income. And you notice, first of all, in 2008, that series fell off and it never came back. We've been living in an economy for the last almost 20 years where we don't have enough income. And then you look at 2020, just after the spike in 2021 and 2022, it levels off again. So what I'm saying is American income has been falling further and further behind, and people know it. That's why they're all upset to voters. The voters are upset. That's why they're upset at politicians. They keep falling further and further behind. So the statistic that we were talking about here, was it 1 in 4 living paycheck to paycheck?
correct.
I actually think it's higher than that. I think it's probably closer to a third.
Well, let me tell you what's interesting, what you're saying, because, Rob, can you pull up the poll? Our audience is like, it's not like they're watching a show that socialism, that,
Right.
rich people are bad and capitalism's horrible. Our audience, polling, living paycheck to paycheck. Zoom in, okay? 3,000 people voted, 59%.
That's more like it. Again, it's not a labor market, whatever you want to call it. I don't want to. Who cares what we call it? It's an economy that doesn't work. And I hate the term K-shaped economy, by the way, because every economy in existence is K-shaped. You go
Right.
back to the Great Depression.
Yeah, yeah.
Rich people are doing well in the Great Depression. An economy is doing well when there are few people in the bottom part of the K. The statistic we just went over for real personal income shows that there are way too many people in the bottom part of the K. It's lack of income, lack of jobs, lack of labor market mobility and growth. That's why people are living paycheck to paycheck.
And one of the drivers in 2008 was, shortly thereafter, was a dramatic change to the cost of healthcare in America driven by ACA. And so when
we all save money on health insurance. Did you get the message?
And if you want, you like your doctor?
No, yeah, I didn't keep
You
mine.
keep your doctor. But Pat, right there, if you could also look, and that wasn't the only thing, but it was a major impact on the American household, the truth about what happened to the cost of health insurance for everybody else except the 30 million people that supposedly got Obamacare and got benefits. And look, we never recovered from that. So we created the gap. You see how the lines stay together remarkably?
It's getting wider, Tom. That's the concern. It's getting wider.
But now at the
Like
top.
at the last 2 years?
This is
Yes.
why people are so
Yes.
upset about the 2008 bailouts. Because that was a watershed moment, because they think, well, the bankers got bailed out. I've been falling further and further behind for 20 friggin' years.
I don't blame them.
No, I don't
blame 'em.
either. I mean, you have to look at that. You have to look at that.
You should have let some of those companies go, and this too big to fail concept.
The idea was, and to play a little bit of devil's advocate, the idea was if we bail out those firms, that wouldn't happen.
But it did.
But it did.
Yeah.
And nobody's ever accounted for it.
Who's the gentleman that we bring, the economist that we've had on a few times? Spencer.
Richard Warner?
Richard Warner.
yeah.
Richard Warner
yeah,
that we
okay.
bring on, and he breaks this down. They call him the godfather of quantitative easing. I think that's the nickname that's been. He's been
Quantitative
coined with.
easing did work.
No, it didn't.
It did
didn't
not work.
Have you guys done anything together, or no? You and him?
No.
Never have.
No.
Yeah. Brandon, where are you at with this?
Yeah, Trump's got to stop acting like inflation's gone, because it's kind of like gaslighting everybody when you're saying something that's different than the reality. Like, he's going to lose a lot of people if he keeps saying this. Like, we would respect a plan of action if he came out and said, like, okay, this is this way because of this, but to act like it doesn't exist, to act like, no, the stock market's great, so the economy is great, and that's disregarding probably 80% of the population. So I don't know if he actually thinks that that's the case, what he's saying, or if he's trying to...
Well, this is what they're saying. A year ago Thanksgiving to today, classic holiday feast, down 3%. Dinner rolls, down 22%. National brand frozen vegetables, down 15%. Stuffing, gravy mix, fresh cranberries, down 3 to 4%. National brand pumpkin pie, down 3%. Prepared mashed potatoes, down 1.5%. So they're sharing some of these numbers on what's going on. That groceries is down a year over year. That doesn't mean it's not lower, period, but they're giving a date on what's happened since Biden was in versus him.
Well, have you ever seen the way that the government measures the CPI, where if like one thing gets too expensive, they change the thing that's in the basket
Yes.
so they can make
Yes.
play with the number? Like,
Yes.
so I don't think the vast majority of our government data is complete BS. So when they give us a number, I don't trust it that much.
Yeah.
I think CPI.
But look at this here.
is
Look at this here. Look at this here,
complete
Tom.
BS.
Change from 2024, 16 pound, is that 16 pound? Frozen turkey is down 16.3%. I don't think that's pound though, Rob. Is that a?
No, it is. It's a 14 pound, I think
Okay.
is what they call a tom turkey. So
Okay.
14 to 16 is like a 10-person Thanksgiving.
Okay, got it. So down 16.3. 14-ounce cube stuff and mix down 9. Dinner roll, you saw the one. 3 pounds sweet potatoes down 37%. 1 pound of veggie tray, carrots and celery down up. Up 37, up 63, up 17. Frozen peas, up a gallon of milk is up 16.3. That's big. And then miscellaneous ingredients down. Canned pumpkin pie about the same. 2 frozen pie crusts down 0.8. Half pint whipping cream up 3.2. So some up, some down. But listen, if 60% of our audience is saying they're living a paycheck to paycheck, and by the way, for some of you guys that also said, can I challenge you a little bit? So 60% of you guys that said, are you also part of that camp that said you want to retire before 60? Are you also part of that camp that said you want to retire, early 60s or late 60s? You think that mindset is serving you financially? Don't get me wrong. I understand what's going on with the economy. Totally get it. I understand what's going on with challenging things are, living paycheck to paycheck. But maybe we can also have an adjustment in our mindset. Not saying they don't need to do their things, but also for us to have real managing of expectations of what it's going to look like. The odds are, most of you watching this, if you're below 40, you're probably going to touch 90. Okay? You're probably going to touch 90. 85, 88, 87, life expectancy with the way things are going to be, who knows where we're going. So we need to be also managing expectations better with how things are moving forward. If you got big plans for 2026, I am telling you right now, I can't tell you how many conversations we're having about business planning. There's a reason why we went less than 22 hours to Dallas and come back, because we want to see exactly what's happening with 2026. We're planning for our family, for our businesses, ourselves. And if 2026 is a big year for you as well, I want you to watch this clip. Rob, can you go to the clip with the Jenga to show them what happens when it comes onto business plan and how all of these things are necessary? Go ahead, Rob.
Business is a lot like Jenga. Every piece matters. You need a vision. Do this carefully. You need capital. You definitely need capital. Let's put this here. Listen, hanging on one piece here, by the way. You need the right team, for sure.
This almost fell off, by the way.
You need sales. As good as this looks, if your foundation isn't built on a good business plan, you know what happens? The whole thing crumbles. If you have big plans for 2026, on December 12th, I'm hosting an event called the Business Planning Workshop, where all day we go through the 12 building blocks of writing an effective business plan. So this doesn't happen to you. If you haven't get registered, click on the link below. Let's spend an entire day together on December 12th. Looking forward to seeing you there.
Folks, click on the link below, get registered. You can watch it with your friends, family, and this is going to be people watching this from 100+ countries, and you can find a way to just get registered at the lowest level, or you can find a way to be on the screen so everybody can see each other, and at the end, we'll do a Q&A for 90 minutes. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here, and if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.